Good morning, everyone. This is Moonlight1717, and welcome back to KestrelCraft. This is a little bit different. You might not recognize this terrain because you shouldn't. Unless you watch Kestrel's intro, then you might kind of recognize this. This is, I'm pretty sure, the name was Fort 1717 or Area. That's what it was. It was Area 1717. This was KestrelCraft Season 1. No, well, 0. This is the first world of KestrelCraft, but it was Season 0 because no one, recorded it or anything like that. It was kind of just like a test, and, only a few people started out at the beginning, so it's Season 0. It was fun. It brings back a lot of memories, so I'm just going to be doing a bit of a world tour, showing you around. This is what happened before KestrelCraft. Wow. The memories. Here at Area 1717, if you've watched KestrelCraft, this was our mock-off of Area 77. We can walk in here. Probably want to leave the door open. This guy has infinite slowness. Area 77 was where Area 1717 is kind of where we messed around a bit too much with commands, just having fun. So you're going to see a couple pillagers who can't move and are pretty powerful around here. So he's in there. If you press this button, it will cause this thing to drop down. You can press it to push it back up. There's probably supposed to eventually be a little bit of a road leading up to here, but that never happened. This thing sets off an alarm down there. Then I'm going to turn it off because it's annoying. It used arrows to power it because back in this day and age you couldn't use redstone to power bells. So yeah, there's a lot of lag right now. I apologize. Gosh, what that lever did. These levers are supposed to be like little security cameras. Yeah, really bad lag. I apologize for some of that lag. I lowered down my thing a little bit. You're still probably going to see a lot of lag. But you can press this button to open up the store, which it does not render very well. And then this button to close it. And I'm pretty sure this lever would lock it. Wait. Right. That level would lock it where that button does. Oh. Lag again. This is super laggy area. I thought this lever would stop it from functioning, but apparently not. That button apparently would do nothing. Then in here, Kestrel again messed around with commands a bit. There was a command block. Yeah. So you see it was supposed to summon lightning and all that. See? Like that. But I kind of messed it up. And he also did this, which I'm pretty sure does absolutely nothing. Yeah, it just looks like it's there, but it's not actually there. And I built that just because I could. It was, again, just like you've probably seen a lot in this area. Me being weird. This was a group work with me and Kestrel. Kestrel and I were on a group together called Fire. F-Y-R-E. We were great at spelling. Purposely terrible at spelling. This is Fire Science Facility. Do not touch anything. Because, I mean that. This thing would... Science experiment. Shitting eggs. These were computers. A diamond computer. Monitor screens. This thing would open and close the little things at the front. The little pop-up red things. And this thing would open and close the gate. So it also had a level of use. And... okay, that's just random junk. Apparently we had a fox with a diamond. I do not remember that. But anyways, coming in here, this was stuff that we kind of worked on a little bit. Not too. Oh, that's where that's a pump. There's one of the pumpkins. There's a little pumpkin headhunt thing for a little while. Apparently while I was in here. Anyways, not too much when it comes to the hangers. There was a lot of work that could have been done. Yes. The fireboard reading table. This thing was built at one point. I'll show you where it was originally built. it was the fire board meeting table. We'd meet here and talk, discuss what we wanted to do. I think this thing's slightly out of proportion though, so I don't think this is the actual one actually thinking about it. But yeah, it actually got transported to Season 1 on this rocket. So yeah, this is the rocket we took to Season 1. And apparently there was another one that took its place. Again, really bad lag. But there's apparently another rocket that replaced itself here because this thing totally went to Season 1. But its wreckage is somewhere. We ended up getting dropped out of it. Anyways, we used this helicopter to transport everyone over here. And yes, one of my clones flew it. We reached the interior, which I cannot open. Nothing happened. Anyways, this was supposed to be what the interior looked like, where you'd like come in here and shift into the little cryogenic sleeping pods, and then up at the top, Kestrel and I would hang out and launch it. But Kestrel wanted it to be facing like a little bit more like spaceshipy. To be clear, this is just KestrelCraft, the same server running on just a different world. Flying over here, you should find the final thing to our exit. So right here, this was the thing that we supposedly made our exit on. This was what the top of it supposedly actually looked like. There was a level of griefing that happened to it. But we are going to ignore that. We did build this out in creative. And people would hop inside these slots right here. There was a lot of things. We had to use like barrier blocks to get people to actually stay, but they'd hop in there, we flick the switch, and they'd go into cryogenic thing. Apparently it's broken as well. So it's broken. Yeah, that's always good. Kestrel and I sat in these chairs, and we flew to Season 1, which was our second season. And obviously we had all the cake in the world, because cake's delicious. This was our humble abode. This was where we began. I had to leave the bed here because people stole it multiple times. And it used to all look more like, a little bit more like this and more just random stone. And then we upgraded it. Kestrel built a base like around the base. So yeah, that's the thing. Let's see what items I had left over here. Okay, not much. I've recovered most of them by the end of the season. But this is now what it's looked like. It used to be a hill. And we built the base into a hill. Also, this was apparently like the admin place, but like, there were a lot of random things. But we supposed we built it into a hill, and then we actually built the hill up over. I'm pretty sure you can, now you can't see, but it used to come down like this. Used to be natural ground territory. As you can see, we kind of covered up where natural ground was. Then this was a combat arena I made where I officially, see, it was supposed to be you pay money to play around. I may have gotten like a few diamonds. I got some diamonds I never picked up, but I would supply the gear, which has disappeared, so somebody stole the gear, and super bad lag again. Alright. I really apologize for all the lag, but I can't control it. So then, over here, okay, so somebody stole half the gear. Alright, but this is where Kestrel and I, we actually had a fight here for a test. I challenged Kestrel to a test fight. He chose blue, so I took red, and I won. Oh, I wanted to be like shifting, hovering in the air, but apparently now when you shift in the air, it doesn't make you crouch. So yeah, my computer crashed in between this thing, so I was saying something, and then my computer crashed. So I'll be back with you now. Alright, so looking at here, this is the first KCPD, which was directed by FIRE, the governmental force. So at one point there was a chicken that got caught in here. This is an amazing story. So the chicken got caught in here, and because I spawned one, and then all of a sudden, over a long period of time, so I don't know why I said all of a sudden, but over a long period of time, zombies slowly spawned, picked up the couple chickens' eggs, because I think there ended up being a couple. Anyways, like 3 or 4 or something like that, and there ended up being like 20 zombies in here, which was totally killing the server, and so we had to remove them. Then, moving on, this area right over here. So this was the shopping district. This entire little river was crafted by us. So we built this. I think it looks amazing. I love it. That is my store. It's just that we ignore the unorganizedness of that. Coming over here, this was my first shop. Beneath it, down. Well, this was my first shop, not the first location. At one point, I built it over there. Anyways, I'll show you that in a second. I smelted kelp down here, which I harvest from the ocean, and I sold it. Then I sold some glowstone and quartz right over there. Then coming over here, this is Fire. This is the government building. So this is just like a little lounge area. This is a free bed for anyone to use, which was super convenient. This used to be a little patio that you could land on, and apparently somebody griefed it. This was where people were supposed to pay for little memberships to stay on like good standing with us, but that did not end up going very well. We were originally going to have this be a place where, people can advertise their shops, and then it totally fell apart, and Fire totally half fell apart, but it also never really fell apart. Part of the reason it fell apart was because we wanted to. This used to be a storage hall. This was like the secret hideout. It wasn't as visible as it was there. This was a small little kelp farm right here, and that used to be a giant, I think, 32 furnace smelter, but then, as you can see, it got removed. Then, right about here, there was a little thing that you could use an elytra to get into. Coming over here, this was a more long-term super smelter. It was more fuel efficient for short numbers of stuff. This was a bigger kelp farm, which appears to still be working. And there's really bad lag right now, as there's been this entire time. These just have stuff in it. This used to be a sugarcane farm. This was where I spent probably like a 1/6 of the server was working on this. This was amazing. And yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. See, I created this thing called Dragon Research Company, so it's gonna then move into Dragon Inc. in the next season. It wasn't gonna be Guardian Inc., it was gonna be Dragon Inc. next season. But then, they ran across a problem. That was Fiery Dragon was claiming rights to the name Dragon, so I had to change it to Guardian Inc. I feel your power. See, Kestrel would always there were times where Kestrel got super mad at me because I was probably doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. It's both of ours fault, but he would then use commands to fight me with, and then I would get really mad, and now I feel like I can get revenge. Alright, anyways, let's move on. I was gonna move on, but then Kestrel did this, so, I'm not sure whether this world will ever be the same as it was at the end of the season. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. Over here, this was Tundra. We made a claim that we claimed in the name of Tundra that Tundra was claiming to be the government, so that way Tundra would end up trying to be the government, but Tundra just said nah, and we're like, oh, we don't get to fight anyone. Anyways, moving on over here, this was a giant prison that I was setting up, and lag, whoop, whoop, whoop. So you'd come in, The prisoners would chop trees. Probably just be like for some little thing. It wasn't actually planning to do much. Come in here, and these would be like little cells. And speaking of prisons, I think we have sometime soon. We'll be posting. We're building it, and I'll probably be posting a video on it soon. And that is Cops and Robbers on KestrelCraft. We've added a anarchy zone and now a mini game zone. Anyways, here's the second level that I never really did anything with. Like, I had plans for this, and then the thing that I was planning to base the plans for this off of never ended up happening, so it kind of fell through the floor. But I mean, it is pretty epic. You have to admit, this is a pretty cool build. Mostly just because of the scale of it, but now I think it's time to show you my main base. Tragic. So tragic. Like, and it leaves behind a saddle. R.I.P. Anyways, this was the super cool nether hub we built. I did not actually realize that it got complete. Well, mostly complete. I did not realize that the glass was complete. Anyways, down there was also supposed to be, you probably can't see it very well because of the way YouTube renders dark things, but down there is supposed to be a layer of kelp. It's on most of it, but not all of it. But anyways, we were gonna create 4 different things. As you can see, there's south and north, but then the other two never really got completed. This was the only one where we really got a tunnel, and it was created by me, a boat pathway. This was my mob farm area, and this is my base, so let's hop on through. So, this is it! Oh, this brings back memories. So, my thought, I never ended up building the 3rd level, but my thought was I was gonna build, like, Mumbo Jumbo's base from Season 4, but backwards. So I was gonna do this, what I've done, and then I was gonna have another layer going down, like, right on the water. Wait, no, and I was gonna have another layer going down right in the middle, down to about here, for a storage system. That's why I built the conduit, but I never ended up being able to do that. This was my humble abode while working on it. That's where I hatched some turtles for a little bit to get scoots. This is an egg farm for an unknown reason. I don't even know where this egg farm came from. I totally didn't use it to throw at people. This was where my original AFK fish farm was. And this was where I had what is now malfunctioning, like, wheat, potato, and carrot farm. Coming up here, this was a giant sugarcane farm I put together. It produced more sugarcane than I could ever want. It helped us sell rockets. This over here produced more kelp than I could ever want, although it did kind of have a problem where every once in a while I'd have to come in and dig some kelp to refresh it and make it realize that it's supposed to be gathering kelp again. Behind us, we see Mount Moon. I picked Kestrel to put my face somewhere, so we built it up there. But that is Mount Moon behind us. But anyways, looking forward, this was my retirement home. So I got tired of, all the hard work, everything. I was rich. Like, yeah. And I at the end, because I assumed that it would have absolutely no effect on me, I threw all my diamonds away, but I had to store them in blocks. So that's the thing. Oh yeah, this was my original iron armor, and apparently some extra tools in case I needed them. But I had to store them in blocks. But then I threw them all at random people. Anyways. This was my retirement house. So these were some leftover building supplies. But if you come up, these are hand-built little birch trees, which I really like. And I forgot how good these birch trees looked. Anyways, and then hand-built beach coming up to this, which there were creeper holes coming. There's couches. There used to be 3 minecarts here. There's apparently a minecart thief. Then all these things have minecarts. And looking in here, there is cake and cookies and chicken. There's like actual food in here because why not? Anyways, going downstairs, you see there's a movie room. Stop! I think we all know now, though, who Poultryman truly is. It's obviously Kestrel. By the way, there was a Poultryman doing a bunch of stuff in Season 0. Anyways, he was like throwing eggs at people. Anyways, coming out here, as you can see, there's the pool, which had a dolphin in it. The dolphin died. He was tied to that little, fence post right there. Then you have the hot tub, which I think is absolutely amazing. It even has jets. I love it. I love it. So relaxing. Anyways, apparently there's a chair here, but I really like this little pool area. I was gonna keep working on this area. So there's this diving board, by the way. So I was gonna keep working on like this entire area. So I was gonna like work on all these trees. As you can see, I got quite far, and I'm really pleased with how far I went. Those were all gonna be more trees. I had this thing full of supplies and stuff, but we ended up stopping too soon for me to get this all complete. I also went here and worked. That was a charged creeper that got me a skeleton skull. So I just left it here and was going to incorporate it. But as you can see, I worked on this little area right here to make the mountains look good. Which that used to just be open air, and I was going to build a cool cave. There was a lot of cool ideas I had for my base area, but we ended up updating. Which I'm perfectly fine with. It's not like I have any complaints about it. It's just, there's more that could have been done. And, I mean, I guess there's always more that could have been done. So, I guess now it's time... Wait, first thing I have to tell you. Kestrel built a cobblestone squid. Kestrel's gonna get mad at me if I don't mention this. He built a cobblestone squid, so I ended up having to tear it down after, like, months of it being there. So, he built a, grave for it. Right, yeah. I am going to pop up a picture of Blurb. I happen to have some alliums with knockback level 1000, so I think I'm gonna place one of the alliums. Yeah, there's an allium. I'm gonna pop up. Kestrel's gonna send me some photos he had, some videos he had of Blurb. I'll pop up a photo of Blurb. R.I.P. I give you an allium. But now it is time to move on to the two places that I also really worked on, and then I might take a couple looks at a couple other locations. Wait, can I use a rockets? I most definitely can. And lag. Oh, I'll fly on over with my infinite amount of rockets and my infinite duration elytra to where I built all of my other stuff. Alright, so this is where lots of work began. As you can see, I grew a lot of pumpkins and melons here because I had some. Some of them are still here. Some of them are still here. This is absolutely amazing news. This is, like, you do not realize just how much I expected them to be dead. These people fueled my money. I made Diamonds Plus. That's something I didn't show. I made this shop called Diamonds Plus, just like what happened this season. So, I made that. And I would trade for, like, armor and stuff here. It was pretty much the same thing. I'd trade for armor and tools, and I'd sell them and gain money off of them because they're cheaper for the people who use them. I think, like, all the really good ones are gone, maybe? But the villagers, some of the villagers are still here. Let's see. No, okay. I had a giant pile of dead villagers. The villagers I wanted dead over there. They all died. I successfully killed them all. This was a little bit of a sugarcane farm I set up. Never really worked that well. Right over here. I built an iron farm. Then along came 1.13. And it got broken. And then along came a raid. And there goes all the villagers. It was absolutely tragic. They fall down here into the lava. And there was a collection system until it broke. That was the original iron farm. And I made sheep to sell, get emeralds with, and I had a giant wheat field, some giant wheat fields over here. Let's see how much is still over here. There's still some seeds. Okay, so I moved that, but I had like a little system to turn the seeds into bone meal. And right over here was the villager breeder I set up. Good old day villager breeder. This was, I think, an original farmer. This was probably unoriginal village. This very well have been unoriginal villager that spawned in naturally. Anyways, as you probably can see, off in the distance there's something huge. So flying over here, this was where I built the other stuff. So it's supposed to just be a very small section of this. I think it's supposed to be like, what? 2 rows of beds and then the row of this stuff. I'm not sure. I added a lot to it, like I added a full-on second layer, and then that, and I had to add more places for iron golems to spawn, and they still spawned in with the villagers, and I made them all farmers, which means I could totally get lots and lots of trading, but I made some of them not farmers. They're super loud and annoying. This was a this was a 0-tick bamboo farm. As you saw, I had lots of bamboo. As you can see, I had lots of bamboo. This was how I got all of my carrots. I got wood here to then sell because I was selling wood for a while. This was my pile of junk. But I think I eventually cleared it all out. Mostly, yeah. Except I left a evoker's head. And apparently there are diamonds over here. 26 diamonds. Hey! There was a giant carrot farm for me. That's how I would mine the wood, the oak wood. Oh, the memories. As you can see, this is a little wool farm I made. Once they allowed sheep to be automatically sheared, this was up in an instant. As you can see, very early methods of shearing them. And, I mean, it got enough wool for me to have plenty of wool. I apparently covered my nether. There's apparently another portal I could cover. And then there's this. Somehow there was some level of fighting that was going on. It may have... I'm not sure exactly what happened anymore, but there was a level of fighting where, like, I challenged people to hunt me down or something like that. And... anyways, I built this little thing that drops me down. Let's see if I can remember how to avoid all the traps. See, the point was that you'd think that this was the way to do it, but then you press that button, and it would kill you. As you can see. It was originally using TNT, a bunch of TNT, and then it was that. So the real way to get in, because I had the lava flip, was through down here. But then I set up a system where I could just flip this lever. But I think like part of the deal was that you can't break blocks or anything like that, which then Kestrel ended up breaking that block. Yeah. I set up a melon and pumpkin farm back here. it was very, very nice when it came to trading with the villagers. Then this was just a bunch of random stuff. That was my way out. I'd press the button, I'd fly up, and then I would break out. If you see, you have to stand on that one block to press that button, and it would drop you down to lava. Then I had a infinite bamboo farm to power this thing, which would then smell a bunch of kelp, which I got via this huge thing. Yeah, this entire area was kind of like my industrial farming district. I could flip this lever to start it, although I don't think zero tick doesn't work anymore, and then that lever would start sending it out. This was something that was originally a portal, but I had to destroy it because Kestrel was able to get around it. And then there was this. It was supposed to look like, oh yeah, it'll open that 3x2 door, and it'll really drop you down to lava. And then there's something over here that's now gone. I'll leave that open actually. So I believe the only way out is, or only proper way out is this way. But for a little while, I had an escape route. And let me go back down to show you that. You see, I had this grand escape plan. It was originally like right over here, and then I moved it right over here. And I can... Oh, right, yeah. Okay, I ended up turning that into a trap that then drops you into lava. I'm gonna ignore that. But the point was I could run over here and then drop them into lava. And that thing's broken, because I think Kestrel came along this route and broke it. See, Kestrel came in when I was like, AFK. That was so that I could press the button and make it look like I've gone. Make it look like, open up a second route that it could look like I went on. And then I would come along here and I would shift after that one. So it would look like they can't like use my name tag to follow me. And then it's just this whole complex thing of running around and then shifting. I'm not going to bother showing you all of it. I'll cut to when I get to the end of it. Coming to the end of it, you reach the surface. Now, I suspected that this was far enough away that no one would be able to see it. I'm not sure, someone may have found it, but anyways, that I would come along into this thing, and I would supposedly, I think the point was I would supposedly, no, that was it. I'd follow this path. Wait, would I? Yeah, I think I'd follow this path. I'd have a place right here to stay at. With some food, a jungle boat. And then I would come along out of here. And I would boat over here, I think. But this path would continue. I'd assume that people would. I assumed that people would end up following this path. Wait, no. Yeah. And I would come along over here. Now, where was that button? Was it in the cave? There's a button somewhere. I never got to actually do this, so that's kind of sad. Somewhere over the rainbow. No. Maybe it was after you sail over here. So I'd sail over here. Wait, this was not part of what I built at all. Somebody else built this little tree house. Apparently, right. So that was something they pulled off of. Someone else built off of this to keep the theme, I guess. Oh, and apparently there's a little thing over here. I think I've been here like once or twice. Apparently Kestrel found Poultry Man over here at one point and killed Poultry Man, in fact. But I would get on a boat and sail up here. Let me drop down so that way I can find the button at the right point. So I'm walking through here, very kind of thick, thin path, so that way nobody will really be able to spot it. I found the lever. So coming along this path, right here, I would flick that lever, and it would cause this TNT over here to blow up. drawing them in this direction instead of this direction. That would be if they were relatively close on my pursuit to make them think I was blowing stuff up over there. Then that would give me time to hang out down there, maybe take a nap, and then continue, cut over here, boat over here, take this little windy path through here, over to this location, where I had a good sturdy horse that I could then take through the forest that I appear to have been working on making, off into the unknown. So that was my escape plan. And never got to do it. So now it's time to head to, I think, one more location where I did a lot of work. See you there. Well, there's also the end. So 2 more locations. This area. I spent hours working on this. So Kestrel and a couple other people did a little bit of work, but it was mostly me. I built up the entire wall area. Kestrel built that. I built up the villagers. I caused the villagers to start growing in number. I built this thing as a housing unit for them. Totally ethical housing unit. I did a couple other things for them, causing them to get like workstations and all that. Then this was a berry farm I built for anyone to use. Then comes this. So this is my house over here. Let me turn down the weather. Come on, weather, you're being a bit too noisy right now. So in here, you could climb upstairs to the next level, which had a bed that villagers didn't have access to. And you could climb up to this level. And then cutting through here, you got to a whole nother level. I never actually got to filling it in, but it turned into a bit of a height fight for a little bit, because, you know, at this point, Hermitcraft was doing their height fight. And I won, as you can see. It is clearly obvious that I am superior to Kestrel, because that was Kestrel's. I am superior to Kestrel, because my building's taller. I'm actually going to claim it now. My building was taller. It's a fact. And there's no changing it. This is how it was at the end of the world. This is how it was. I'm superior. It's just a fact. But yeah, I lit up the entire area, and I built the walls. It was a massive undertaking to build these walls. I spent hours just place, while people were fighting in the background on the chat. And yeah. I love just zooming around across these walls. Oh, apparently I didn't finish them. Anyways, I love just zooming across them because it's just, they're so extent. Does it count? Only what you did before counts. I'm gonna have to take this down, Kestrel. No, you don't! No, you don't! But anyways, I spent a lot of time in this area, and... oh, so many fond memories. Now it's time to head on over to the as you can see, my end to show you what I built out there. So we're running kind of low on time before server shuts down, and we moved back to the normal world, I think. So Kestrel just ever so kindly teleported me to the end. So now it's time to find where the there it is. Alright, the Ender. So, this was something that Kestrel started and then never finished, so then I had to finish for him. So, it ended up broken. Anyways, there's lots of ender pearls. It did not end up broken, but is Kestrel in the end? Might be. Huh. Is it? No. That is really, really weird. Oh well. Normally, Endermen would spawn, and they'd come down. The others are not spawn. They come down here, we'd kill them. Hoppers would pick them up, and in fact, we drop down here and have all this stuff. Got some Enderman heads. I just break this chest right here to drop all the Ender pearls down and then replace it. There we go. As you can see, they're coming in now, and they're super loud, so I'm gonna get out of here. So that will wrap it up for this video. As you can see, there was a lot. I really enjoyed this season 0. It was really nice being able to come back and look through it. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to click that like button. If you want to see more of KestrelCraft Season 1, I don't think you're going to be seeing any more of KestrelCraft Season 0. If you want to see more of KestrelCraft Season 1, click that like button. But anyways, we are out of time. Good night, everyone.